Okay, I did a longer video in this, but I'm going to try to concise it because I have this wordiness that I'm trying to like get it together, girl. Okay. So I have tried and failed more times than I can count. And what has given me perseverance to keep going is this fieriness that I don't know where that came from, first of all, but also building this relationship, spending the amount of time that I have with myself, going through battles by myself, being alone, even though I do wish, and there were a lot of times that I think that not made my life harder, but because like it strengthens you. But then I think there's like a limit with that. Like I think that there were definitely times where I could have used help, but nonetheless, going through things by yourself and then like holding yourself through, painful things like crying, holding yourself, like healing, doing the inner child healing, reparenting yourself, being by yourself, you just develop this unshakableness, and that's what leads you to like having these strong boundaries. And like for me, it was like even though I worked out, it was like, so it's funny because it's interesting how we are like, to the outside, it's like I'm taking care of my body, but I was inwardly like always critiquing myself, and it was like never good enough, and even being like harmful to myself and stuff like that. So actually coming back and like loving myself and trying to appreciate my body as it is, and those different things, like doing mirror work and just like telling myself that I'm beautiful and like actually feeling it, and all of these like intimate practices is what's developed this strength within myself and this love and appreciation for myself that has given me this peace and this outward appreciation of life. Like that's what pain teaches us, and that's what for me, like my life and trauma has been, and healing my trauma has been about relationships. So it's been both the relationship with myself, with my son, and then wanting to have that environment around me of like nurturing relationships. So it kind of is like, to me, it goes hand in hand. It's like there are certain things that I don't want to go after anymore, that I don't even care about anymore. But what I've gained is that I know that I appreciate beauty. I appreciate spending time in nature. I appreciate like sensuality and like dance and like that. I mean, literally all the dance just like started coming through me. I don't want to get on a side tangents here because I want to wrap this up. But what I want to say is that if I don't do anything else in this life, and I help women love and appreciate our bodies, and to help you understand that like you are the temple, you are the lioness, and you get to make the calls, but you have to know your worth and keep it well, keep it 100. Keep your standards up and not, and it's hard, not be swayed, because we all are manipulative. Like it's time to face the music, it's time to face the facts, and accept that we've all been manipulated before, because we're always going to be self-protective to a degree. Like, especially if you're in an intimate relationship with somebody and you are doing like heart opening and stuff like that, because it's intense. And like that's why we fight and stuff like that, because you get defensive, you're on your child, you get triggered. So that to me is why this, like, having this it's a sacredness. You develop this sacred relationship with yourself, and then you desire to create more sacred relationships outside of you. And I think that that's in a bigger way what we're being called to do, to build these stronger relationships. And like the thing is, like, being by myself has also taught me that it's like whatever you want, whatever you truly desire, you deserve to have. And it's like, I really want like a I want that polarity. Like I want that like lion, lioness, you know, like I really desire that. And it's not to say that it's not going to be mundane at times, of course, but like if you want that polarity and you want that sacred sexuality, like you deserve to have that. But it's like it all starts with building that bond with yourself. And even if you're in a partnership now, I mean, I know that there's people who've like been together and things feel stale, and then they want to like deepen their relationship. And I think that being able to be intimate with yourself and feeling comfortable with yourself and sharing and being vulnerable, and having that connection and that, I can't think of the right words, that openness and that depth with somebody else, like that creates intimacy. Like sharing the most vulnerable parts of yourself, like just thinking about it, like it doesn't excite me, but it's just like, it's so profound and so beautiful. It's just, but yeah, women, like, okay, oh crap, I want to get too many things in. I'm trying to keep it not short, but like our energy is like, we bring we have the ability to bring this beautiful energy to the relationship, but we also have to keep our boundaries up and keep the standard of like how we want to be treated. And then you learn it about each other, like what your boundaries are and how to respect in each other and such. But like, I think that women, we have this ability to be like, to kind of command and like demand what we want, not demand. It goes back and forth because it is this power game too of like, if you do want to be the lion and the lioness, then you do really have to like figure out what your boundaries are. And I'm getting the picture of like them making the contract in 50 Shades of Grey. Because it is contractual in a way, like relationships are contractual. But when there's no boundaries, to me, it's like the chaos has to have boundaries. It's like, it's too messy and too dangerous and reckless without boundaries. And I don't want to keep speaking on this, but I just wanted to say that like women, like you are the forbidden fruit, like you are the prize, but you just have to know it and honor all of who you are and stand in your power. Because you're the lioness.